What's up everyone, Alastiir here. Today I'll be sharing my thoughts and impressions on Stardew Valley, a indie farming simulation role-playing game developed by Concerned Ape and published by Chucklefish Games. This game is heavily inspired by the Harvest Moon series, so if you like that style, then this game is very probably for you. So let's jump into our categories. First off is gameplay. Now my first impression of the gameplay was a very positive one. The game is essentially 5 different gameplay elements: generic farming and resource gathering, fishing, monster fighting, building and customization, and relationships. Farming is the main activity of the game in a way. This includes growing crops and taking care of farm animals. It's how you obtain most of your income, then develop your farm. Resource gathering goes in pair with that, be it mining for ores to craft, chopping down trees for wood, foraging for fruits and plants, or fishing for things to eat and to sell. A number of these also go towards an overall collection progress, and a specific sub-achievement style of collection that unlocks new zones or game elements when they're fully completed. Now what I appreciated was that every element was interesting in its own right. Whilst there was much more effort put into the farming, as it is the core element of the game, you could still technically play the game without ever growing a single thing, though you'd really be missing much of the point of the game at that point. Simply the fact that this was possible gives credit to how varied the game was, or can be. The first dungeon is well crafted, it's quite fun. Each other aspect truly has a feel of depth and progression. And on top of that, you can find arcade machines and various mini-games within the game itself. Combined with a bunch of randomly created and spawning quests, it always gives you something specific to try and do. So all of these elements create a fun gameplay experience that you can always tailor to what you feel like doing, right at that moment. So for gameplay, I give Stardew Valley a solid, fun and varied thumbs up mark. Music. Now it's always a good sign when I launch a game and I turn off my own music. And that is something I almost always did when launching Stardew Valley. There are 2 main selling points in the music for me. First of all, is that while all the music has a similar kind of happy and calming vibe, it still shifts very interestingly from one setting, area, or season to the next. Now this means that as you progress through each playthrough, you get to look forward to the next piece of music. You'll either get to hear again, or discover for the first time. Now these pieces are very well written, and they give a warm personality to every element of the game. You can tell each was really tailored to complement the atmosphere the game is trying to create at every single step. The only little quirk is sometimes when you're doing the same thing in the same season for a long time, certain pieces do get a bit repetitive. But usually you'll be moving on to a change of pace soon enough after that feeling might start. Now all of this makes me give a well-deserved, great accompanying soundtrack thumbs up grade for music. A job well done to Eric Barone. Now for story. The premise of Stardew Valley is a simple one. You're an individual tired of the boring office life, and so you open the letter your grandpa gave you when you were a small child. In this letter, you find the deed to a farm in Stardew Valley, his last gift to you to start your life anew amongst people and nature. The story of the game itself is basically centered around making connections with everyone in town and helping the Junimos, little dancing spirits of the forest, to rebuild the town by collecting various things from each gameplay element. And that's pretty much it, really. There's a couple quests here and there that ask you for specific things, but other than the seasonal events that repeat every year, the game is mostly played by doing whatever the player feels like doing. There's no big end goal or story ending. So for me, the story gets a short but quaint neutral mark. The story isn't really the main focus of this genre of game, so the lack of a proper one can't really be held against them too much. So for graphics. The graphics of this game fit perfectly to the atmosphere it wishes to convey, really. The pixel art is well done, the characters and the Junimo are super cute, and the monsters bring some weirdish variety in the mix. Not much to say here, really. This game isn't one that has graphics as its main selling points, but what it has fits it perfectly, and the color scheme is quite well done. So overall, graphics just gets a nice atmosphere thumbs up grade from me. Now, genre-specific grade. For genre specific, I'm focusing mainly on what I'm looking for in a game of this genre, as this will always be personal to the individual that bought it. Now, as such, I have two elements that I wish to judge Stardew Valley on, and that is how relaxing it is and the replayability of the game. So the nature of the game should lend itself to replayability quite well, what with different relationships you can build every time, different characters, different choices when developing the farm. However, I find that the achievement collecting element of the game kinda hurt it in an aspect where you would lose an extremely large amount of hours when restarting from scratch, if you wanted access to everything in the game once again. So I have mixed feelings about this one. I know many people will love restarting everything on new characters, not so much for myself. For the relaxing element, however, this game was an absolute astounding success. If you're the type of the person to come home from a stressful job, or even just, playing some intense games like Dota 2 or Counter-Strike, and you want to wind down before calling it a night, Stardew Valley is great. It's got just enough to play to keep you entertained the whole while, with just the right pacing that it's kind of calming the whole way through. Even dungeon grinding in the game isn't that stressful when you get the hang of it. So all in all, for what I was looking for to get in this game, I'd say it's a definitive perfect game to chill. Thumbs up mark. So overall, with 4 thumbs up and a neutral grade on the story, this is a very good game that I thoroughly enjoyed playing and would recommend to almost everyone. Except those thrill-seeking hardcore gamers out there. Unless, of course, they want to chill out and farm a bit after their gaming session, and take a break from all their stress in their lovely new farm in Stardew Valley. Once again, I'm Alastiir, and thanks for watching.